Now, I was really put in the blender with an ace 10 suited, and honestly, I just didn't know what to do. And it's a hand that's going to come up pretty early on here, but we got a lot of good stuff to go over today. So I want you guys to sit back, stick around to the end, and I'm going to, make my way through this session. Of course, I also wanted to say, if you guys are not in our community right now, I don't know what you're doing. You need to get in it. That's going to be in the pinned comment. Also, you guys could tap the like on this, and let's just make our way into it, okay? And literally the second hand we're going to be going over is going to be the blender hand. And it was, yeah. I'm also curious, what would you have done in this spot? Because, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. The thing about ace 10, when it's suited, it just feels so much stronger than ace 10 offsuit, right? And it's always one of those hands you definitely want to see a flop with, right? Especially when it's suited. I mean, you're just like never letting it go. Anyways, with that said, we're going to kick things up here as, we normally would to the 15 piece in the small blind. Player 6 is going to make the call, and nothing there for us. We also don't have any hard draws to go with this. But I'm going to continue here anyways, representing something strong. I don't know what, but turn card did help us out, all right? So we kind of got bailed out here, which if this guy's got like a pair of jacks, I'm not saying he has a pair of jacks at this point. Maybe he's got a weird draw. Maybe he's got, I don't know, a flush draw, which is possible. He called us. I didn't expect that call. River card was a jack, which was a card I just did not want to see. And this is why I was put in the blender. So player 6 is basically telling me that, he's got it. He's going to put in a little bit less than a pot size here, which, I'm scratching my head thinking to myself like, do we really want to start this off making a bad call? You know what I mean? And I am going to let the timer run down on this. Let's try to, and I tried to figure out what are we beating here. So we're beating 5-6. We're beating ace 5. We're not beating any we don't have any spades. So the flush could be good here. I mean, we're not blocking any of that. So these are all the things that are going through my head. He could also have a jack. I mean, maybe he's got jack 10. Jack 8, Jack 9, something like that, which is also possible. But, I kind of just, and the reason that I am going to make a call here is because I felt like there was a little bit of a tell in this. He did it too fast. If he would have let the clock run down a little bit longer, then I think it would have been a little bit more believable. But sometimes when you see somebody throw something out there a little bit too fast, that's usually a sign that they're bluffing. Not all the time, but it is a tell to be aware of, okay? And you can really see, I was in the blender on this, y'all. Like, this was for real. This is not an easy decision by any means. But, I took my time with it. And I also recommend you do this as well. Take your time in certain spots if you're unsure. I think that's probably, what everybody should do. Sometimes we don't do that, but I really let this run down. A part of me was thinking about folding, but I kind of came to the conclusion that, I'm going to make this call. That's kind of what I came to, but I really, really thought it through. He is going to turn over ace 4. So tough one for him. I think I said ace 5 was one of the possibilities of a hand that he could have had calling that flop. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately for him, didn't work out. I don't know if he thought he was going for value there or if he thought that he had to do that to get me off of my hand. Pretty sure I'm never really going to know, but that's how that one went. And that's kind of just the beginning of this. So we got a lot more good stuff to go over. So like I said, man, kind of sit back and we're going to do our thing here. All right, Jack King off. I'm going to, obviously raise this up. We'll see what happens here. I think we're going to go 4 ways. I'm pretty sure player 3 is going to make this call, if I'm not mistaken. Or player 3, I'm sorry. All right, never mind. So we had to let this go. Player 3 had to kind of just ruin it for us. It's like, come on, man. All right, it was a good fold anyways. Not a good board. Player 2 didn't have a whole lot left here anyways, so, like, I would have assumed... I'd assume he's going all in here with anything. But he folded it, so player 3 took that down. And even if player 3 had a hand like ace king or ace queen, I mean, we were still going to be behind there anyways. I'm not saying I was going to continue with that, but That was kind of just a disciplined fold, not much more to say about it, and we progress. All right, next day we had pocket fours. You know, making a call here, hopefully get that 4. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that 4. We did not get that 4. Pretty easy check fold for us in this spot. We did get to the turn, didn't do anything for us, so we're kind of still in check fold mode. All right, player 2. Wow, look at that. All right, player 2, man, look at him. He's just like somehow just hanging around for right now. I don't know how, but yeah, it ain't looking too good for player 2. RIP to him because, I mean, he looks like he's about to, you know, be out here. And Jack 7 offsuit, we are in the small here. I'm sorry, we are in the big, actually. This is just a check fold again, guys. I mean, typically, you don't want to be calling early position raisers with this. It's kind of just check fold. But I think that we are going to get to kind of just see a flop with this, which is nice. Paired the jack. So we did a top pair here. Still going to just play this cautiously. All right, player 6, going to put 14 out there. I have to call this. We have top pair. We could also hit a 7 on the turn, which would give us 2 pair, you know. So even though it feels like we're probably going to be behind here, especially with player 4 calling, turn card was a queen, didn't want to see that. So now going to be another tough spot here if I want to continue with this or not. If there's going to be a large sizing, like a pot size here, I'm just going to muck this. I'm not going to continue. But we hit the 7 on the river, which was, definitely the card we were looking for. So feeling good about this. I'm going to put some really thin value out there. You know, I figured maybe somebody calls here with a pair of jacks, which is what I was looking for. But both these guys folded like right away. I was like, what? Like, come on now. Nobody? I kept it really small too. All right, next hand we had jacks. Finally a good looking hand, right? Player 4, going to raise on the button here. You know, obviously people are going to do this with a wide range of hands. So we got to raise this up. I'm going to kick it up to the 45-piece chicken nug right here. Dip it in a little BBQ. You know how I do. He is going to make the call. And, yeah, ace on the flop. It's heartbreaking. But, you know, I got a little bit stubborn here with this. Now, there's not a whole lot in the pot. Player 4 is going to put something out here on the turn. I have to keep this guy honest. So I'm going to make a call here, and we're going to, you know, get to the river. Even though we're losing to a lot of ace-X, you know, ace-9, ace-8, ace-5, whatever. And if he's got ace-5, good for him because that's not going to be looking too good for us. But we're still beating like a pair of 10s. Unfortunately, he is going to turn over a weak ace. And our jacks basically got counterfeited right there, which definitely hurts my pride a little bit, but it is what it is. All right, we move on, right? We don't dwell on it. Next time we did 6-9. Got very lucky with this. Okay, I'm just going to say that right now. Against player 2, which, you know, I mean, I don't even know why he's still sitting at this table. He should just get off. I mean, what's the point, right? Anyways, we'll leave him alone a little bit. He's having a rough one, probably, okay? Down to his last 37. Okay, so I have to call this. I mean, I got to do it. I figured this is going to be a flip, too. I mean, he's probably got, like, ace-10 or something like that. But look at this re-raise here on player 6. I thought was kind of funny. So we got 2 live cards. He did hit the 8. We need a 7 or a 9. And we got it. So got very lucky right there. We took player 2 out, and I am sorry, buddy. I am sorry, okay? I'm totally sorry. You know, it happens, all right? Anyways. But yeah, we still got some more good stuff coming up, so don't go anywhere just yet. King 5, going to fold this. I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, guys. And I keep saying it, man. Get in that community. Want to see you in it. Pin comment. All right, king 5. We ain't gonna play that. If it was suited, sure, maybe. All right, so player 1 and player 3 going at it. All right, player 3 takes it down. Nicely done. Nicely done, sir. All right, queen jack suited, very nice. All right, kicking it up here to the 15 piece. All right, no one wanted to get involved right there. All right, ace 9. Now this is, you know, a hand you're going to want to protect within the big. You don't want to fold this really ever. Could argue raising player 4 here, which I think I might have done. I think I re-raised him. Let me see. Yeah, he went kind of small, so I decided, you know what, let's kick it up to the 45 piece, all right? And he is going to make the call. Now, this flop, I actually just decided to check this. I could have continued here for sure. Didn't. Turn card was a 7. He played this very passively too. I should have done something here on the river. I didn't. Play the hand super passive, and I thought maybe we were just good here, and we were. We barely had him right there, but we did. I thought that was actually pretty funny. I don't know if that kind of went kind of quick. It was ace 8 versus ace 9, so our 9 played right there. Pretty funny stuff, guys. All right, anyways, pocket kings. So we had pocket jacks before, we got pocket kings now. Gonna kick this up to the 45 piece, chicken nug. Back to player 3, didn't want to play, and whatever, fine. It's all good. All right, next one, queen 10. This was kind of tricky where I was at with this. I am going to see a flop with it. You know, I could have just folded this from early position, an early position raiser, but I decided to call it. We were already up a little bit too. That kind of probably factored in my decision. Now we hit top pair here. Not a terrible flop. We're also going to be losing to a lot of like other queen jack, king queen, ace queen type hands, but it's all good for the moment. All right, player 3, putting the 25 out there, and you know, it definitely feels like we're probably behind here, but I can't really fold top pair just yet. You know, I got to continue here. I got myself in this mess, you know, so we're going to keep doing it. All right, turn card was a king. Didn't want to see that, but it does give us a little bit of a straight draw possibility. I checked this back. River card was a 3, and fortunately we checked it all the way. He had jack 9, and somehow things are just kind of going our way at this point. All right, let's not jinx it. Pocket 7s. Going to be doing our thing here with pocket 7s. Be nice to hit a 7 on the flop one time, as they say. We didn't get it there. But I continued with this. I figured let's protect it. If he calls here, clearly he's got a jack. I mean, clearly. Turn card was an 8. Didn't want to see that. And no choice here but to go to the river here, checking. Can't call him. If he had a 3, he's got it. He was in the big blind, but if he had a jack there as well, he's got it. What can we do, right? Another pocket pair. We got pocket 5s here. Maybe this time it happens, you know. Hasn't really happened for us yet. It's our 4th pocket pair, I believe, in this one, and we're just trying to get it. Okay, we're trying to get it. Haven't been able to, but we are trying to get it. Trying to get it. Once again, nothing. Nothing going on. Okay, player two, gonna put us in a tough spot here, but we just had to let this go. Kind of noticed he was playing pretty tight. So, yeah, 4 on the turn. It was a good fold. All right, so kind of going back down a little bit, but it's all good. We got an ace-5 suited. Nice looking hand, especially in the big blind, all right? Ace-5 suited, in my opinion, is a monster in its own right. But I think the way that I played this was interesting. All right, so player 6 again. I'm going to kick him up to the 45 piece. He's going to make a call. Kind of similar. We had the ace-9 versus ace-8 before. So now we got ace-5. And I just feel like, you know, whatever. And missed the flop, but this time showing some aggression, representing something pretty big here. Just hoping he just folds this, right? That's really what I'm hoping for. He's going to think a little bit here, and then he is going to make the call. And turn card is not going to help us out at all. However, my gut was telling me if I just put a little bit more into this, a little bit more aggression, this might get him off of it, you know, and it did. So made a good play right there, worked out, and we kind of just progress. And we got a few more hands to go over here, not too many more, but I do want to wrap things up saying I hope you guys have enjoyed some stuff here. There's just times when you're playing where you're just going to be put into tricky spots, and you have to factor in a lot of things, right? As you move up a little bit, players do get better. There's no doubt about that. So you kind of have to adjust. And the way I approach playing is I'm trying to exploit players at the table. I understand all the different concept strategies, but when you start using that stuff against other players, that's really when the unlock happens. And there is more nuance to that. But get in the community and you can find out more. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this one, and we'll see y'all in the next video.